what's up, everybody? Welcome back to the 22nd Annual Garden State Film Festival. My name is Ming Chen. We are live at the Shared Universe Podcast Lounge at the Berkeley Hotel in beautiful Asbury Park. I'm here with
CJ Collin
and amazing filmmakers here. We only want amazing filmmakers here.
Yeah.
We heard all about This Is Why We Train, and this is why you guys are here. Can you please introduce yourselves?
My name is Sean Bell. I'm the director of photography and producer of This Is Why We Train.
I'm Paul Bouchard. I'm in the film. My story is being told through the film along with the Sea Girt Beach Patrol.
Amazing. And can you tell us about This Is Why We Train?
Yeah.
Absolutely. So This Is Why We Train was made initially as to be almost like a training video for lifeguards.
Yeah.
We were approached by the Sea Girt Beach Patrol chief with some footage, GoPro footage that was attached to Paul while he was surfing one day on July 4th, 2021, where he had an accident and basically drowned. So we have all that footage, and they asked us if we could do something with it. So we ended up making a documentary to basically tell his story and kind of, it's almost like an orientation to show new lifeguards like this is a real job. You are a first responder here on the beach. Right.
And just to influence, inspire, to just show them how it's done.
Yeah, basically give them a little kick in the ass before they start training.
Wow, that's amazing. So you technically drowned.
Yeah, I'm a survivor of drowning, cardiac arrest, and spinal cord injury.
Wow.
So I really didn't know what happened. I was.
What do you remember? I know you probably outlined this in the documentary.
I remember a little bit in the, during it. I think if it was a true memory or if it was, a dream or something of that nature. But I remember, waking up after it all happened. I came back under consciousness around the 25-minute mark,
right.
And I was on a stretcher looking up. First thing I saw was the sun, so it was nice to see that. But after that, I knew I was in big trouble because I was completely paralyzed. Yeah. On the way to the trauma OR table to get treated.
Yeah. But you happen to be wearing a GoPro.
Yes, I was wearing a GoPro. My wife, Frankie, she gave me a GoPro for Christmas.
Yeah.
And it was, I tried it like in the middle of February that first year. And I couldn't hit the button because the wetsuit gloves are so thick.
Yes. Mm-hmm. Yeah, and you got to hit it pretty hard. So
absolutely. Yeah. So that was the first, where I was all excited to use the GoPro. Trying to get footage of course, everybody wants the footage of them riding in the barrel.
Yes.
Yeah. So the waves weren't barreling. They were barreling a little bit that day, but, it was just a small summer day, actually. So it was, I had big intentions to look forward to that day.
Yeah.
Being on the 4th of July, on a Saturday, it was like, beautiful weather, water was getting warmer, and I made it out alive, so I'm very thankful for that.
Yeah. How long have you been surfing?
The first time I was on a board, it was probably in 1975. It was a neighbor's board.
Yeah.
In the single fin.
The big ones.
Yeah, kind of a longboard kind of thing. It wasn't actually mine. Then my parents, went home obviously and said I want to surf, and then my mom's rule was no surfing till you're 13. I was 11.
So you wait 2 years.
2 years.
Torture.
Well, I already had learned how to stand up on a styrofoam boogie board with a fin on it. It was like a 5 foot, like a mock kind of surfboard. It wasn't a real board, but I kind of cheated a little bit.
Yeah.
But by 13, I had a real surfboard.
Amazing. And it's a long time to wait though, because there's nothing like catching that first wave. I haven't been on a board in a while, but. And I love it. Everyone surfs on a borrowed board at first because you don't know if you can get into it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, I had a foam board that somebody lent me. I was over in Deal, caught my first wave, and like they say in the movie Point Break, surfing's the source. It'll change your life forever, and it absolutely did. It absolutely did.
I got to add something to Point Break. So the board I was riding was a Dennis Jarvis shaped board from California.
Yeah.
And he made all the boards, and he was the surfing coach for Point Break.
Yeah.
So I was riding one of his boards that day.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I was riding a board by a very famous surfboard shaper.
Yeah.
And obviously he was involved in the movie business out in California in some shape or form.
So you're very experienced, and I imagine in all your years of surfing, you had a couple of wipeouts here and there, but
many,
but nothing this serious though.
I'll tell you, I was watching some kind of a. I love documentaries, and this is great, and having Sean and Kevin make this film for us. I mean, we knew right away. We knew we were the perfect set to go together. We knew they were perfect. They knew the story was perfect for what they wanted to do. So basically fast forward 32 years old. Now it was 57 when that accident happened.
Right.
32 years old, I hit the bottom again, and I have a burst fracture, and I have a huge spinal fusion in my lower back. So I hit the bottom a few times,
Yeah.
and I got pretty. So surfing can be dangerous.
Sure.
I never thought of it as dangerous because you have so much fun, you know.
Right, and you're on the water,
uh,
kind of not really cushioned, but it's
Yeah.
it's, you're not hitting like concrete or anything.
Sa-
But if you hit that ocean floor, yeah, it
The
can
sand
be.
bottom's hard.
Yeah,
believe it or not.
On that day, on July 1st, 2021, I mean, how deep was the water? A couple feet? It was low
Yeah.
tide.
Extremely, extremely shallow.
Yeah.
Of course, we want to surf in low tide to make the waves hollower.
Yep.
Yeah.
So the waves weren't really all that day. They were just considered fun waves.
Right.
And, I'd planned to surf through the low tide, and, I just made a terrible, decision to take off on a wave that I probably shouldn't have taken
Right.
off on, and, I probably rode 1,000 times.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
You know?
But just whatever, fade
Yeah.
or just.
Yeah.
What got you involved in the project?
Yeah, how'd this come across your radar?
Yeah, so I mean, we have a video production company, and so we were approached by Tim Harmon. He's the lifeguard chief there in Sea Girt. And like I said, like they had all this footage from his GoPro.
Yeah.
They had police body cam footage as well from like when they responded.
Yeah.
So they really just wanted us to see if we could make some type of training video out of
Yeah.
it. But my partner Kevin, business partner, let me add. He directed another surfing film about a person who's a paraplegic, and they wanted to learn how to surf in the Paralympics.
Yeah.
For the Paralympics. So he did a whole film about that. So we kind of were like, hey, what if we did a documentary instead of a training video?
Right.
We'll interview all the lifeguards that were involved, cops, paramedics.
Yeah, get a little more in depth, right?
Yeah.
Also, like there was bystanders. Like bystanders were the ones who pulled Paul out of the water originally.
Yeah.
It was Roy and Rhonda Fury. So it was actually before the lifeguards even got on the stand. It was about, what was it, 30 minutes beforehand? Something like that?
Around there. Yep.
So he was out of the water, and they had the jet from the lifeguard shack to get to the
Right.
beach. But that's how we got involved. Just got approached to make a training video and pitched them on a documentary.
Is this the first screening of it on the East Coast here?
It's
you
not on the
premiering
East
or-
Coast.
okay.
It is the Jersey premiere, but it played at Dances with Films in New York.
Oh, yeah,
okay.
yeah. Well,
yeah, you're
this
familiar.
is really
you're familiar
LA
with them.
too. Yeah, they're New York, LA, but yeah,
for sure.
I'm familiar with them. Yeah, I've been there.
It was a good festival. I mean,
Yeah.
it played at, what is it, Lincoln Center?
Yeah, they just
Regal?
started in New York the 2 years now, but
It was
mostly-
cool to see it in like a real theater, like with like
Yeah.
good sound and like awesome screen. It was pretty
Yeah,
badass.
when did you guys have your first meeting?
Oh, Paul, you can tell us.
Yeah, pretty much. We met up at the Beach Patrol, Sea Girt Beach Patrol's headquarters, and Tim mostly met with Sean and Kevin, and we met. We sat down towards the end of everything at one point, and but Chief Tim Harmon really knew what he was looking for.
Yeah.
And he took the reins. He took the reins by as far as on my end, like took the reins and. I wanted to make sure that they were able to get what they needed,
Right.
And, it was important, we were able to do this film, and all of us are a part of it. And we all, have, checked all our boxes.
Right.
Yes,
on
and
the
that
film.
was about a year and a half ago. If
Okay.
that answers your question.
Okay, and how long did it take you to edit this footage and get the interviews you needed, and make it into a 19-minute documentary?
I think it was about 6 months of interviews, because not that we did that many interviews, but it was really hard to get a hold of everybody, because we started this kind of towards the end of the season, and a lot of these kids like go away to college and stuff,
Right.
that
Yeah.
were lifeguards
Yeah.
interviews. So it did take a little bit to get everything scheduled and shoot everything. Editing basically started from the beginning.
Okay.
Our editor is his name is Nick Binder. He was basically the one who kind of Kevin has directed thing. He made sure the story was told properly, but Nick is the one who had to rewatch all this footage over and over again. And that probably took about a year, honestly.
Yeah, how much the GoPro footage? How long is the actual footage?
Well, we used every bit from the second that you see Paul fall off his board to
Okay.
the second they drag him out of the water.
Yeah.
And then the way the story is told, we kind of tell the story from the lifeguard's perspective,
Right.
and then from Paul's perspective. So you don't see him in the water really until the very end.
Right.
But we do show, because the GoPro is basically on his chest the whole time. So
Okay.
you're seeing them do the work on him.
Right.
On the,
And you see all the procedures and how they did
CPR
everything
and
properly.
You can
And
kind
you
of
said
see
it-
how everybody's reacting through GoPro and the police.
So
body cam.
the new lifeguards are at the beginning of the season. They'll sit down and they'll watch Watch it as like a
training
beginning training.
Basically, it's like, hey, if you can stomach this, if you think you're ready for this, because like people's lives are in your hand, you're in the right place. But I think the fear is like when you're a lifeguard chief is that you get a lot of kids, because these are 16, 17-year-old kids who are trained to be essentially paramedics on the beach.
Yeah, for sure, and they got to take it seriously, like they're lifesavers, or or just saving split-second decisions that could affect
people are on
lives.
the beach and they expect to be safe on the beach because of lifeguards. But when I was 16 years old, I wanted to be I never actually became a lifeguard, but I thought it'd be cool to be a lifeguard because I'm around babes and sun.
Right. Yeah. You're outside by the beach all day. Who
they
doesn't want that?
They train you pretty hard. It's pretty serious. I was a lifeguard for a long time, but in a pool, not a beach.
Yeah, well,
I don't think I can handle the beach.
Yeah, the training that they do is pretty insane for kids at least.
Oh yeah, a lot of physicality, but a lot of procedure as well. That
do you show some of that also, like them training in the video?
Yeah, that's kind of like the first act is more so like, hey, showing like what the lifeguard's job is all about, and then the second act is like basically like lifeguard's perspective of the incident, and then it goes into Paul's story.
Right, that's amazing. When you're screening?
We're tomorrow. It's
you remember
AL7 at 12 p.m.
Asbury Lanes. What time?
At 12.
At noon.
12,
okay.
Noon, yeah.
All right. Lanes is a great venue. I'm sure you've been over there. So
yeah, we were there last night for Matt Modine's movie.
Oh yeah, for sure. And we're a short town here, so it definitely relates to a lot of people here.
Yeah,
for sure.
exactly.
You're right outside.
But I think even if you're not a lifeguard, it's a good.
It's definitely a powerful piece.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody loves the beach. I mean, if you don't love the beach, then you're the 5% that's not going to like the movie.
Yeah, for sure. But that's cool. You're taking a training video and turning it into a documentary that can be screened at the Garden State Film Festival.
Yeah, absolutely. This is the only festival that we're really kind of psyched about because it's a local, like you said, it's a local festival. People kind of resonate with it a little bit more. But at the end of the day, we're really hoping that. We're not. Me personally, I don't own the film. The film is owned by Sea Girt Beach Patrol.
Sure.
But their hope is to be able to distribute to other other lifeguard training
around the world.
Stuff,
anywhere that can be a lesson.
Yeah, when Tim first approached us, he said that their orientation movie was something that was like produced in like 1985.
Oh, okay. This is the ocean.
Yeah, it's like
the ocean is dangerous.
He literally has a VCR just to play the same, just this one movie.
This is
that's what they used to do in schools.
The
instructional
educational
videos. Here's the VHS.
Yeah, duck and cover. Like, no, that's not going to work out there. That's not going to work out there for sure. Yeah, that's amazing. Are you working on anything else right now?
Film-wise, no, I'm just doing some writing. I don't want to do another documentary again, personally.
Okay, was it just a lot of work, or
it's just not? It's me personally. Like, I didn't direct this piece, so I don't think I would want to take on that work.
Right.
As shooting it, basically my job was just like doing the interviews.
Right.
I kept things on track as far as scheduling, making sure like reviews and stuff were getting done and all that stuff. But if I'm going to direct something, I'd want to do narrative personally. Yeah. So just doing a lot of writing right now.
For sure. That's
Great.
Amazing. Well, congratulations. Getting into this festival, not an easy feat. And it's good that you turned something that, into a positive, really.
Yeah, absolutely.
And that will help a lot of people and potentially save people's lives, change their lives for the better. And, just save people for sure.
Yeah, that's the hope.
Yeah, that's amazing.
Yeah, Paul sacrificed a lot, put himself out there to be part of this film. I mean, there's the footage that's in there is like, it's not easy to watch,
right?
So like to be able to be somebody like Paul who's rewatching this kind of constantly now, it's a pretty big
over and over again. How much have you seen it?
What was it like watching it for the first time? That footage.
When I the GoPro camera, of course, I still have it. I've watched it off of that camera one time, and it took me about 4 times to get through it.
Yeah.
And even during the film, when the screening, if I know if I have to look at the floor and turn away from it, I'll do it. And I tell my family the same. Yeah. And I tell my family and friends, if somebody doesn't know me, it might be a heck of a lot easier to watch.
Right.
But people, that my friends and loved ones,
it's hard to watch.
That are watching it, it's hard to watch
Yeah.
because they were through the traumatic experience as well. Because my family's beach house is right across the street from where I was.
Yeah.
And a surfer friend of mine ran up and grabbed my nephew out of the yard and said, Paul the surfer? He's getting CPR on the beach.
Yeah.
So almost everybody at the house. Imagine 4th of July weekend, big weekend for the family.
Right.
And many family members came down and witnessed the traumatic experience. So, and meanwhile, I was gone and either gone or unconscious. And, it was easy for me, but, of course, I'm the one that needs to fight back and recover.
Yes.
And because of, my family and friends and, the support that I have at home is it brought me, always giving me a strong drive to work and fight back as hard as I could to get back.
Do you think that watching the film has kind of helped you with the trauma of the whole experience?
I feel, Sean, that's a good question for sure. It does because took a vote around the family. They weren't really wanting me to commit to this film. So I really thought, I said, this is going to help my trauma and help me, because, nobody knows what it's like to feel like I feel every day, only me, really, because I feel it physically as well. It's an invisible injury, a spinal cord injury for me. I get around just fine. But, so that being said, I think that, every day I wake up and I think about it as soon as I wake up, and trying to get comfortable to sleep or whatever. And I do think you're 100% right, Sean. I think this is going to be helping me heal the trauma.
Yeah.
Having this, be able to give back.
Right.
Helping others.
That's
first responders in any category, doctors, in the hospital. They could see this film and say, "Wow, we don't get to see the trauma before it gets to our OR."
Yeah.
And they can have an inside look at exactly a real time trauma, traumatic accident, like as it's happening, and so I think that helps me to make me feel that, we're bringing this out to the public, and it's going to help a lot of people. You know? And the lifeguard camps will use it, and the young lifeguards, like Sean said, they will definitely be, using this film. And
like surfer camps too. Maybe.
What's that?
Surfer camps?
Camp.
Young surfer
everywhere
camps,
where it apply, for sure.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, so I'm glad, you were able to put yourself out there, and it's going to help a lot of people for sure. And thank you guys so much.
Thank
so
you.
Tomorrow, Asbury Lane's noon, you said.
Yep, at noon.
Great.
AL, yes, the AL block.
AL7. Yep.
AL7 block.
New Jersey premiere.
Yeah, for sure.
For
So-
the New Jersey premiere. Do you mind if I just shout out the rest of
Oh
the
yeah,
crew real
please,
quick? Is that
everybody.
cool?
Yeah, absolutely, you should.
Yeah.
Please.
I mentioned some names already, but I just want to say, thank you to Tim Harmon for bringing this project to us. Thank you to our director, Kevin Nulty. He couldn't be here today. He's out on another shoot, but he spearheaded this whole project, make sure this story was told properly. Of course, Michael Ricciardi, who's here in the room right now. He's our second unit camera. We got one segment in the film that's it's got Michael Ricciardi's, it's got his what's the word I want to say? Fingerprints all over it.
His fingers and his eye, for sure.
It's got his eye on it, just like a sequence of shots that he's the only person that shoots like that. It's kind of great. I love pointing that out to people. And then, of course, Nick Binder, who's our editor. He's the one who put in hundreds of hours of watching this footage over and over again and really putting the story together in the end.
Amazing.
Great.
Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
And great luck with the screening tomorrow.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Appreciate you having us
John
on.
Bell. This is why we train. Asbury Lane's noon, Sunday, March 24th. So, the film festival rolls on, my friend. We have many awesome films tonight, tomorrow.
Yeah.
We'll be here at the lounge if you want to come back by and
Few
say
more
hello.
hours.
Yeah,
Few more
but
hours.
GSFF.org. We got after parties out here, and biggest party in the world, in my opinion. So, thank you guys so much. Thank you, CJ. We'll see you guys soon.
Could I do a shout out?
Oh, yeah, please.
Could I do a shout out? I just want to do a shout out to my family, obviously.
Oh, yeah, please.
And I want to shout out to, I had an amazing neurosurgeon, Dr. Kazmi, emergency surgery a few times on me, and I credit him for me walking. And the trauma team at Jersey Shore Medical Center, all the first responders, paramedics, EMTs, lifeguards, and that's why I'm here, because of the teamwork. And this is why we train, brings it all full circle.
Yeah, and we're glad you're here.
Thank you.
So, yeah.
And of course, Roy Rhonda Fury and Brenda Davies for pulling Paul out of the water and
Good
doing the initial
Samaritans.
work.
Yeah,
Good
big
Samaritans.
shout outs. Big shout outs. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And thank you. We'll see you guys soon.
Cheers.